Good evening and salutations, my Days of Lives fans. I want to start out by just making this official, okay? I hate love triangles, okay? There are so many different reasons why I hate love triangles. I could just make a separate video on it. But suffice it to sit there and say, I generally can't stand them. I think that two jackasses, men or women, fighting over one person is probably among the dumbest things I have ever heard of in my entire life. Wendy has been a disappointment from the moment that she was actually on the show. And she hasn't exactly gotten any better, right? She really hasn't. She is taking these two men that could be with any other woman on the entire planet and making them look like so sad and so pathetic. I don't even, I don't understand that. So they do this whole somewhat bachelor style, right? She tells Trip to leave. And then her reasoning for her decision is just so acidine, right? When she was sitting there talking to Lee, she was talking to Lee, and she was doing this whole woe is me. Oh, it's so hard to sit there, I just like, I really, and I'm just like, and yet you have two people that want to be with this woman. It is just beyond me. So she says, she's choosing Trip because she's gotten close to him, right? Okay, whatever. He played your stupid game, so I guess he won you as some sort of consolation prize. Fine. But then she starts off by sitting there saying Chanel and how you used to have feelings for Chanel, and your first instinct is to run to Chanel. And Johnny's like, well, she's my friend. I mean, Wendy, I get it. You don't actually have friends, so you don't understand how that works. But when somebody is in trouble, you go to them. Point blank, period. There is no hesitation. That's how friendship works. But seeing how she has a very terrible personality, I'm not really too surprised that she doesn't have friends. So, she's all like, oh, well, you need to sit there and figure out your feelings for her. And she kisses him on the cheek and he walks off. And she has this dumb look on her face like, like she's, I don't know, I guess hurt that he didn't bother to sit there and look back or just, well, like, what was he supposed to sit there and do? Oh, well, I totally understand. You made your choice and I accept it. And, just get luck. Like, what world does she live in? So she had that dumbfounded look on her face as he walked out and right into Chanel. Clint, the acting mayor, because that's what he wants to sit and be called, is a dick, right? He is a first grade dick. Um, let's be clear. I don't even really like Chanel that much, right? This dude is literally sitting there victim blaming her from no tomorrow. And talking about how her and her mother has brought nothing but, criminals and scandal to the town. And he's there to sit there and right all the wrongs in the world. So now I'm sitting there thinking, man, when can we get A back? This guy, he's just one of those very smug people that you just want to punch right in the face. Like dead ass serious. You just have some people that just have a very punchable face. Like if they were to sit there and trip and fall and skin their knee, or anything of that nature, you couldn't help but just enjoy it. It's like we all have a bit of sadism in ourselves, and we would just all enjoy to sit there and see, you know, one of those accidents happen. I mean, anything. Um, so yeah, after he practically acts like a dick to Chanel and victim blames her from start to finish, um, he walks off, and then, well, Sean. The thing about Sean is that if you watch the previews, or for me personally, I thought he was going to sit there and blackmail Rafe. Because Rafe wants to sit there and suspend him. He's all like, "Oh, it's not fair. I did. You did this. I mean, I did this, but you did that." And he talks about the whole Jade situation, whistle lady blower, whatever. Um, and he talks about that whole thing, and then he tells him how he found out. He was eavesdropping on Jada and Kate's conversation, right? So that's how he overheard. And he was like, "But what should I do with it?" So we're sitting there led to believe that he's going to sit there and leverage this. He's like, "No, I'm not going to do that. Whatever happens, you want to suspend me, fine. I'm not going to sit there and be petty and vindictive." And then he blurts out what happened. And of course, that dick himself just happens to overhear it. So Jada comes back. And long story short, Sean felt bad, right? He was like, "Let me go in there, let me try to fix it or whatever." And of course, he gets suspended because I was like, "Sean, you do realize you're still getting suspended, right? Like, like this doesn't really change anything. You're still gonna get suspended." Um, and yes, Rafe did wind up getting fired. Point blank period. This dude was like, "Nope, you're fired." Um, I don't know what's going to go with Jada. I don't think that like it would be a bad look if he sat there and suspended Jada or anything like that because he is the one in a higher position of power. So that would send a bad message. And since he wants to clear up the town, he has to sit there and try to keep his image as pristine as possible. So yeah, um, Trip is all right. So this conversation that he had with oh yeah, and Jada stopped by to make sure that Steve was okay. So Trip goes there, right? And the first of all, the conversation that Steve and Trip had, I'm gonna be honest. This was like too little, too late. Where are we going with this? You know, he's meant to talk about, oh, you should sit there and you should fight for her, and you shouldn't just sit there and just run and stuff like that, and you get your heart broken and stuff. And I'm like, he's been already doing that. That's literally what he's been doing. He's been going overdrive on this. Okay, he's been being the exact opposite and just being extremely thirsty. He's literally been doing what he is saying. At one point, Steve was like, "Oh, really think you should have sat there and back in my day, we fought for women." And he said something else that that might have actually got him canceled if he would actually done what he said. It really doesn't go anywhere. His advice is entirely pointless. Trip is over there, sitting there, thinking that he lost her, like she's some sort of pride. Oh, that's something else that pissed me off. Yes, God damn it. Yes, that's something else that bothered me. When Johnny was like, "Oh well, I've been fighting. We've been fighting for you and stuff like that, and you deserve to be fought over, or whatever." And she was like, "Oh, it's not like I'm some sort of prize or something." I was like, "Bro, no, 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 no. No. We're not doing this. We're not playing those games, okay? First of all, what you literally did by having those two men compete against you made yourself the prize. So the fact that she came out her goddamn mouth and was just like, oh, you just need to try and say like I'm some sort of prize or something, like to try to make Johnny feel bad. I was like, bro, That's literally what you wind up doing. Man, I can't stand this girl. And yes, Allie did want to talk to Chanel. And Allie, here's the thing, Allie, I couldn't stand either. Listen, I don't. Allie, Allie, I'm not exactly a fan of because I feel like she's very messy and very stupid. It's like Phyllis and Nina. They just have that very messiness to them. That I know a lot of people love, like Sammy. She has that messiness to her, and I'm just like, well, I'm gonna be. So Sammy was a very messy character, right? I sat there and I said to myself one day when she came back, when I actually watched it, she came back, and I was like, I don't understand what these people actually see in her, right? Still examples of that. I could not understand. She had Rafe, she had EJ, and I'm pretty sure she had somebody else, right? It's like, what? I don't understand. Like, what is, like, I don't get it. First of all, I saw a picture of Sammy back in the 90s, early 90s, mid 80s, and I was like, well, I mean, I know she was a messy character back then, but damn, right? And even when she was in that wedding dress, I was like, girl still got curves. Um, but there's just something about messy characters I just generally don't like. Now, Wendy isn't a messy character like that, but I don't know what is that strikes me about her. I don't know, maybe she just comes across as a bit of this vapid millennial. Not saying all millennials are bad, or Gen Zs or whatever. Not saying that Gen Zs are bad, but like, and I'm gonna sit there and go back to that quote that she made about EJ, right? When she found out that EJ was running the company, she was like, "Oh, another straight white male is running the company." And I sat there and I was like, "What is straight? What is his gender and his sexuality has anything to do with running an effective company, right?" Because in all reality, it really doesn't. You can be gay, you can run a great company, you can be straight, you can run a great company. Or you could sit there and just suck and wind up having the company go under. But that's the first thing that she said. And it was just like that wasn't really necessary, you know? But the problem with her is that she's the type of person that thinks that actually makes sense. Like that was necessary to sit there and say. Um, I know that this world has a real equality issue, right? I do. But I'm not the type of person that just sits there and just throws out something like that just because. And I felt like that was just unnecessary, right? So I never liked her from day one. And so, yeah, she did child trip. Oh, I chose you and blah, 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 blah. The only thing I'm sitting there doing is like, Trip, good luck with that. Good luck with that. You fought for her in your own little way. So not surprised. Good luck with all that. That's all I gotta sit there and say about that. Oh, and I didn't forget about her. Oh yeah, Kayla and Katie, and Kayla and Kate. See, like Katie from being big. So anyway, Kayla and Kate, all they sat there and did was just catch up. That was it. Um, so Harris wants to commit himself because he feels like he's a danger. Um, and Marlena's like, listen, I don't. At first, she's like, yo, you're fine, you're good, you deprogrammed. Then she's like, it doesn't matter if you're in, behavior or not. They can still get to you if they want to get to you. But he convinces her to be committed. So pretty much all that means is that Steve is not going to be on days. moving forward for a little bit. And he may come back every now and then. But he's not going to be on. And to be honest, I kind of don't care at this point. Like, I really don't. Don't get me wrong. I didn't think that the Harris character was bad. I felt like it served its purpose. I'll say that much. I felt like it served its purpose. Um, Beyond Salem, he was great. When he got back to Salem, they gave him some stuff to do. And so him just kind of just hanging out there, just to hang out there is like it's kind of pointless. So that's another reason why I'm really okay with that. Like I think that that's very important, and it's one of the things I love about Days versus GH. Harrison characters, his stories came to an end. There's really no point of him actually being on the show anymore. Um, so he'd be committed. He'll go away for a little bit, and then when he finds something exciting for him to do, he'll come back. Maybe if they do another Beyond Salem, he'll come back, and then that'd be cool. Um, yes, I still do think that Harrison is pretty much Jason 2.0, but whatever, fine. Um, so I'm cool with that. I'm cool with that. I feel like if his character just kind of stayed at that point, I'll just kind of be like, all right, well, you're still here now, and it's just kind of pointless. But I enjoy this character for what it is. And yes, because I do watch in a hospital, I'm not gonna lie, there's a secret part of me is just like, well, now that he's not on Days and, the whole mandated thing is lifted on GH, I don't see why he can't come back and just saying, just point that out. I mean, I think it would be really cool for him to come back. Um, I think they can find a way to really write him back into the show and, you know, make that a thing. I can probably get more into it, but because this is a Days of Our Lives review, we're going to stick on the day's topic. I also felt like I missed a couple of things. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. Just moving forward with these horror reviews, I still love doing Days of Our Lives. Also, before right now, if you can share this video, that would help. Seriously, that would really help. The fact that 16 people last time actually shared my video, it means a lot. Because it really does actually help. I mean, start to get more numbers and stuff like that, and getting more people into these live streams. People that watch Days is great. So please continue to do that. It really does help. Um, besides GH, Days was actually the best show of out of the two. B&B was kind of, as Ron would sit there and say, rinse and repeat, and Y&R was okay. Days really killed it. To be fair, Days was good yesterday, and I wish I would have been able to review it. I just literally didn't have time. I barely had time to sit there and do a GH review. I do want to sit there and start trying to do more Days reviews. It really comes down to timing. If I can sit there and put it out there, um, I will definitely put it out there. It's just sometimes with B&B, it is a lot shorter. It is a lot shorter to sit there and put it out there. Um, Y&R sometimes it would actually impress me. So Days is always that show. Plus some of the numbers are actually good now, but like before it was like oof. I think one of my reviews are still not over 100, which um I know it sounds kind of bad, and I know it sounds very like conceited, but it's like it's not even at 100 yet. And yes, I understand that there's other people that do these stuff and their numbers aren't as high, and I should be grateful. And I am generally grateful. Okay, I am. So don't sit there and think I'm not. But um, yeah, that's just being honest. But yeah, the numbers have been actually doing a lot better, and I'm very very happy about that. And I love doing it. I love sitting there doing Days of a lot of reviews. Like I said, there's times where Days can actually be better than GH. That's just truth of the matter. Anyway, with that being said, I think I'm going to sit there and go. I want to thank you for watching. Stay safe. If I did miss anything, you know what to do. Come to the live stream tonight, 8 p.m. Eastern, 5 p.m. Pacific. We'll sit there and talk about all the stuff that wound up happening. Yeah, talk about all the stuff that wound up happening. Days, BNB, YNR, and GH. With that being said, I'm going to go. Thank you for watching. Stay safe. I'll see you in the next video.